So, if you're seeing this, you need to watch the 2 previous videos of this series. The first 10 minutes is kind of like blah, 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 and I sang a song. And the second 10 minutes is a slow ramble to understanding why my sister was favored. And here I am, wondering how I made it through a crazy 15-year-old, why she had me and not the 2 others that she didn't. And seeing that hurt my dad. And then 7 years later, she finally got Erica. And that was his baby girl. And stupid Oprah, sorry, I refer to her as stupid Oprah because everybody's like, oh, Queen Oprah, Goddess Oprah. It's like, people hate her and think she's anti-God and all this. But really, she does say a lot of things that help people. And on Stupid Oprah show, I always refer to her as Stupid Oprah, but I like her. On Stupid Oprah, she says, children can grow up in the same house and have 2 completely different views. I grew up with a 16-year-old mother. Her mother, my sister, grew up, I guess Mama was probably 22. Living in her own home, her husband, established family, jobs, doing good. And they had Erica. Erica come into the decent part of our life. I didn't get that. I got shafted. And then the favorite come along. So here I am in that class at Cedar Ridge on unplanned pregnancies, and they're talking about a retreat they take women on because women that abort their babies are mothers. If you've aborted your baby, you are a mother. That was a child God meant for you to have. And God knows its name. God knows if it's a boy or a girl. And God has that baby. So this is slapping me in the face in this class where I've come to realize why my sister was the favorite. And I understand that. Nothing she did, nothing really my dad did. I can understand him as well. I don't get my mother. Mothers shouldn't be like that. Mothers shouldn't have favorites. But then I have to let her slide some because she was a kid. She was 15 when she got pregnant. That's Katie's age. Katie couldn't possibly get pregnant right now and make good decisions for a kid. Except that I've taught her well. And that I would be there every step of the way. I'm not even sure my mother had that. So the next step of this unplanned pregnancy class, she was talking about the retreat with the aborted mothers of aborted babies, and they give them a teddy bear when they get there, and they're told that that represents their baby and that they're to name it before the weekend retreat is up. And they have a memorial service, like a funeral for the baby. And that hit me probably the hardest thing yet. Probably the hardest thing yet was I had lost 2 babies. And it's not acceptable to mourn a miscarriage. It's something you don't talk about. It makes people uncomfortable. And I'm not going to talk about that. You can go read that blog, 8pagestory.com. It's the number 8/Wimmies. You probably can find it on my Facebook. Actually, I'll link to it in the description of this video. You can read that blog of my process of realizing I didn't grieve and working through that. So I'm in counseling for that at this point during this class, and afterwards we're in marriage counseling, and this part hits me like a ton of bricks. So I've had private counseling with Danny, and that's something I'm still working on. We've actually named one of the babies and had a birth date. The other baby, I have a name in mind, but I'm still working through something on that. But in my counseling session, through the other thing I'm working through that I'm not ready to talk about, Ron would ask me, why I made the decisions and why the different things happened to bring me to that point. And it was about 2 weeks of a process of crying and boo-hooing and laying in bed and not being okay for a while that I realized it all goes back to Tara. I am where I am today because of all the stuff that happened with Tara. Tara is my cousin, my mom's sister Rhonda's daughter. We are 1 year apart, and we were best friends. Our life's goals, our future, our dreams, everything we wrote down and did together until I made a bad decision. I made a bad decision that altered the course of her life, that took her from me and has left us in two very different places. And I've lived with the guilt of that for well over 20 years. I'd venture to say it's why I have 6 kids. It's why I don't let them leave my sight.